Hello, year six. How you doing? So, the first video I made for you, I realised was really rather difficult. Quite a tricky piece of music. Quite a big step up from what we were all doing together in year five. So I hope you're managing that all right. It's a tune that I know lots of people really like. So I hope you are enjoying the challenge. Some of you, I'm sure, are already playing it really well. Some of you are possibly getting there and doing really quite well, and some of you might be finding it just a little too difficult. So what I'm going to start with today is a bass line to go with it. It's a part that fits alongside the tune that I showed you in the previous video, but it's quite a lot easier to play. Okay, so I'm going to teach you, and I want you all to try it, and then maybe some of you can decide that that's the part that you'd like to play, and others might think, no, I'm going to stick with the main tune. So bass in music, spelled B-A-S-S, means deep, low pitch notes. That's the kind of thing that we're going to do here. So we're going to use the thumb of our picking hand. We're going to be in second position, same as we were in the other part, which means finger 1 is now on fret 2, and finger 2 is on fret 3. So the first note is a C, and that is on string 5, fret 3, and we're going to do that with finger 2. It should look like that. It should sound like that. Play that for me. Got it? The next note is a D, which is open string 4. Open, as you know, means you play the string, no fingers pressing down. My final note is an E on string 4, fret 2. There it is, like that. And this is finger 1. Okay? And that's all that we need. So there's going to be a couple of different ways that we're going to play this. The first way, we're going to play the note and hold it for a count of 4 beats, like this. C, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, E, 2, 3, 4, E again, 2, 3, 4. And that's it, repeating it. 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, E again. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate how it fits with the tune, but because there's only one of me, I'm going to have to just hum the tune, all right? Maybe if there's anyone in the room who can play it really confidently and play it in time, maybe that person or those people can play along. But for now, I'm going to demonstrate by just humming it. So pardon me, this isn't going to sound great, but just give you an idea how it fits together, okay? So it starts like this. And it also fits with the other part. Now, when it comes to this bit, what I suggest is, instead of holding it for 4 beats, we play all 4 beats like this. So it's 4 beats on the first note, 4 beats on the second note, 8 beats on the third note E. One more time. Again. So, have some fun with that one, all right? So some of you may still want to play the tune, and some of you might choose to play the bass line instead. Hopefully there'll be some playing each of those parts and they'll fit together and it will sound amazing. So I'd love it if you do manage to get it together. I'd love to see a video. I'd like to see you on video. That would be great, because I'm talking to you, but I can't see you right now. I'd love to see you play that, if that's at all possible. So we're going to do something different today. We're going to be playing some chords. Okay, we did a bit of chords in year 5. We're going to do quite a lot lot more in year 6. So let's just remember what chord means in music. Spelled C-H-O-R-D is when a group of notes sound together. On the guitar, that means you're going to play some of the strings. It might be all 6 strings, sometimes it's 5 strings, sometimes it's 4 strings. We've got 4 chords I'm going to teach you today, and 2 of them we play all 6 strings, one of them is 5 strings and the other is 4 strings. So we're going to be working on how we being careful with how we strum. Now, if I was there with you, I'd now be coming round with my magic tin giving out picks, but obviously I'm not, and I don't believe the school has a supply of picks. I would give out my own ones when I was there. So we're going to have to just use our thumb or our fingers. So for now, you can use your thumb like this. Just do that. If you do that quite a lot, what can happen is you can get a little blister in your thumb, which isn't very nice. So you might alternatively want to use your index finger, and perhaps using like your fingernail strumming down like this. Okay. You might even just pretend that you've got a pick and just put your thumb and your finger together. That's quite a good way to do it. And then just strum like that. And if you do that, you can also do some upstrokes. Not ideal, but it's okay. You may even have a pick of your own, in which case get it out and use that for this. All right, so what I'm going to be starting working on in this lesson is a mashup, all right, which is it's kind of 2 songs that have been kind of fused together, all right, and these 2 songs use the same chords in the same order. And one of them is a song called Boulevard of Broken Dreams by a band called Green Day. The other is a song called Wonderwall by Oasis. Green Day, an American band, Oasis, an English band. Both of these songs pretty well known in their time, which is a few years ago now, but possibly you'll recognise them. I'm pretty sure that your parents will know these songs. But the great guitar songs, and we're going to start with the 4 chords that both of them use in the verses. Okay, so let's get stuck in. The first chord is called E minor, and this uses fingers 1 and 2. So this is where we go. We're going to start with finger 2, and it goes on string 4, fret 2. Okay, the note is E. You might remember it from the start of this lesson when we were doing the bass line to the coffin dance. Now we're going to put finger 1 next to it on string 5, fret 2. Now look at that, they're squished close together, all right? So we're going to do that. There are alternative ways to play the chord E minor using different fingers, but for our purposes in this tune, this is the most efficient way to do it. Okay, so see if you can do that. Make sure, if you can, that there's a gap between your finger, like this part of your finger, and the strings, because it's easy to just lie them down like that and you get this sound. That's not the sound we want. That's the sound we want. Okay, so let's just strum that chord a few times. All right, E minor. Take your fingers off. Maybe give them a little break. Okay, our next chord is a G. Now, G. I'll show you first of all how to do it, then I'll give you a little tip on how we change from E minor to G. So G, we're going to start with our finger 3. Annular finger is the proper name for it. Ring finger is the popular name for it. String 1, fret 3. Boom, there, all right? String 1, the one nearest to the floor. Do your best to get your fingertip on it, because the next thing that's happening is we're going to get finger 2 all the way across the guitar to string 6, also on fret 3. All right? Bit of a stretch, maybe for some of you, but hopefully you can manage it. And finger 1 tucks itself in to string 5, fret 2. So that's a G. Again, all 6 strings. Just play that for me. As before, anytime you need to pause to just take a bit of time to try something out, please pause away. So our second chord, G. So the change from E minor to G, have a look at this. Here's E minor, here's G. You might have noticed that finger 1, this guy, finger 1, gets to stay in the same position. Yeah? So rather than taking them all off and putting them on again, you can just keep that finger in position, and it kind of helps, keeps your hand nice and steady. So what happens, finger 2 does a diagonal move from string 4 fret 2 over to string 6 fret 3, and then this finger 3, it's not involved in that first chord, so just have it close by, and boom, there you go, E minor to G. All right? So that brings us to our third chord, D. Now D looks like that. Now this one, 3 fingers again. I'll talk you through it. You remember the shape? It's a triangle. It's like a, what do you call it? An isosceles triangle. I'm pretty sure you know that in year 6. You know what one of those is. So let me talk you through it. We're going to start with finger 2 on string 1 fret 2. Okay. We're going to add finger 1 to string 3 fret 2, like that, and then we're going to complete the triangle with finger 3 going in the gap between them on string 2 fret 3, the note D that you will know from your previous lessons. Right, there's a D. Now, important with D, try if you can to play it from string 4 downwards. Not string 5, and definitely not string 6. From string 4, lovely. String 5, not bad. String 6, bad. I have seen guitar players, and otherwise pretty good guitar players, who obviously hadn't been taught that a D should be played from string 4 downwards, and playing like this. That's... what a shame. If you're doing all the right things with this hand, you need to also do the right thing with this other hand. All right, so get used to playing that D from string 4. All right, you get used to it the more you do it. Like any physical skill. At first, you might have to look quite a lot. You might have to be really careful. Okay, as I say, if you play from string 5, that's not too bad, because the A string, the string 5, is actually it's one of the notes that are in the chord of D. I like it almost always that the lowest pitch note in any chord is what's called the root note. In other words, the note that's in the name of the chord. So E minor, the root note is E, the lowest note on the guitar. G, that's a G, lovely. D, the note on open string 4, is actually the lowest D on the guitar. So try your best to make it just 4 strings. Our fourth and final chord that we're going to be learning today is A. Now A looks like that. So what have we got? We've got 3 fingers all on fret 2, very tightly squashed together. Okay, so what have we got? Finger 3 is on string 2, finger 2 is on string 3, sorry about that, and finger 1 is on string 4. So you get 3 in a row like that. Okay, try that, and try your best to keep that finger 3 clear of string 1. We want to be able to hear string 1. We don't want it to sound like that, which it will if your finger's touching it even a tiny bit. So try your best. It's about kind of, sometimes I see people playing like this, and sometimes, to be honest, I see myself playing like this, which is not great. It's kind of a lazy way to play. So what you do about that, you get your palm off the guitar and you try to keep your thumb round the back. Now you will see my thumb creeping up like that, but my advice to myself as much as to you is to try to keep it round the back. Okay, that way you can get a bit more clearance between your fingers and the strings. The moment that your hand goes flat, the fingers tend to lie down on the strings, and that's a problem. So A. So A should be played from string 5 downwards. If you happen to hit string 6, again, it's not too bad. Okay, it's very similar to D. The open string 6, the note E is part of the notes that make up the chord of A, so it's not too terrible. But It will sound a little better if the lowest pitch note is A for the chord A. So here's our sequence. E minor, remember that one? 2 fingers on strings 4 and 5 on fret 2. Going up to G. So we've got our little helpful hint, keep finger 1 in place to G. Now G to D, it's a change that comes frequently in all sorts of different songs, so it's one that's worth getting used to. Not too many shortcuts there. The main thing, I suppose, is that finger 3 moves only, boom, like that, 1 string across from string 1 to string 2. It stays on fret 3, so it goes like that. The other 2 fingers, they've got quite a long way to go, so it's quite a big movement. So what I recommend is you just practice that change, just like I'm doing now, without necessarily strumming it all the time, just getting used to that change of your fingers. All right. Muscle memory is a wonderful thing. When you do a certain action a number of times, you get to the point where it's like you can do it without even thinking about it. All right. And I have been playing the guitar for close to 50 years now, so my muscle memory for the change of G to D is really rather well established, shall we say. So the more you do it, the better you'll get. That's the, it's not the trick, that's the key to success in guitar playing, as it is in many other things in life. All right, so if you want to do it well, practice. Simple as that. All right, G to D, boom. Got it? Okay. So D to A, it's another change that you'll come across many times in guitar music. So D is like that, A is like that. What have we got? Well, they're quite close. So let's see what we've got. Finger 1 is moving 1 string across. It's staying on fret 2. It's going from string 3 over to string 4. So that's not too bad. Finger 3 is staying on the same string, but it's changing fret, so it's moving from fret 3 to fret 2. Now, see what I'm doing there? I'm actually sliding it along the string. I'm not taking it off and placing it back on. I can save a little time and a little energy by just sliding down. See that? Slide. What else have we got? We've got finger 2, which is doing a little hop. It's hopping, it's staying on fret 2. It's hopping from string 1 over to string 3. So, change from D to A involves finger 1 moving 1 string across, finger 2 moving 2 strings across, and finger 3 doing a little slide. It's a combination of different moves, but again, do it lots and you'll get really quick at it. D to A. Okay? So we're going to put those chords together, and for the purposes of my super duper mashup, each chord will be played with 2 downstrokes. Okay, we'll get into some interesting strumming business maybe when I see you, and I can give you some picks to play with, but for now 2 downstrokes will be fine. Okay, so it goes E minor, G, D, A. Repeat. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to go super slow. All right, I'm going to really slow it down, give you a chance to try to play along. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2. E minor, change to G, D, A. Try it again. So there you go, that's the start. We've got there's definitely one more chord that we need to learn, and some different changes that we'll add into the mix. But those 4 chords in that order are the fundamentals that we need for this song, for this mashup of 2 songs. Okay, so good luck with that, and I'll leave you there. And I hope that I get to actually see you before very long. If not actually in person, then maybe on a video. That would be great. All right, so take care of yourself, stay safe, bye bye.